Inside Trinidad and Tobago, Christmas celebrations stand as one of the most vibrant and intensely anticipated cultural moments of the year, similar in national excitement to the Carnival Festival, but carrying its own unique rhythm, traditions, and family-centered energy. And every December the islands transform into a place where preparation becomes part of the celebration itself, with households preparing weeks in advance and communities shaping the mood through events and gatherings. Christmas Day, officially celebrated on December 25th, is only the central point of a much wider season that stretches from the earliest parang performances in late November all the way into Boxing Day relaxation on December 26th, and this extended period gives people time to decorate, cook, visit markets, and take part in cultural activities that spread across both Trinidad and Tobago in almost every town and village. The scale of the celebrations is enormous because it is not limited to one festival ground or square, but instead radiates through homes, churches, businesses, beaches, parks, and streets that become busier as the season builds, creating a national shared experience that feels powerful without needing a single central location. Just like the Carnival Festival, the Christmas period becomes a moment that people look forward to months in advance. But the emotional tone shifts from energetic street revelry to deep warmth, family connections, and traditions that have been passed down for generations. People clean their homes thoroughly, often repainting rooms or refreshing decorations, because part of the Christmas season in Trinidad and Tobago is about welcoming a new moment of brightness and preparing an inviting space for visitors. Decorations appear everywhere, from small villages to larger towns, and many families take pride in transforming their homes into festive displays that match their personality. Streets become lined with vendors selling local foods, toys, Christmas lights, and cultural items, and malls extend their hours to accommodate the rush of shoppers searching for gifts and supplies. The country experiences a buildup that feels both social and personal, as families prepare internally while the society prepares externally. All of these aspects make Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago a major moment of cultural expression, not just an isolated holiday, but a season that takes over the national mood. This introduction sets the stage for exploring how traditions, origins, food, music, and shared activities create a Christmas season that is deeply rooted in identity and celebrated with enthusiasm across both islands. The origins of Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago come from Christian traditions introduced during colonial periods, but over time the islands shaped those customs into something uniquely theirs by blending influences from Spanish, French, African, indigenous, and Caribbean communities in a way that preserved the religious meaning while expanding the celebration culturally. Parang music, one of the strongest markers of the season, carries direct influence from Spanish and Venezuelan roots. And as it developed over time, it became a key part of Christmas identity in Trinidad and Tobago, performed by groups that traveled to events, homes, and community gatherings to bring life to the season. The evolution of soca parang added a newer, upbeat, fun style that made the music more accessible to younger audiences, and gave the season a modern twist while still honoring its origins. The tradition of deep house cleaning and full home preparation reflects a combination of colonial household customs and Caribbean cultural values, resulting in a seasonal ritual where families come together to paint, wash, repair, and refresh their living spaces as part of the celebration. The religious foundation remains important for many, with Christmas services drawing large gatherings at churches across Trinidad and Tobago, especially on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. The blending of cultures, however, gave rise to foods, drinks, and social practices that transformed the season into more than just a religious moment, turning it into something that connects communities beyond any single background. Homemade drinks like sorrel and ginger beer, traditional meals like pasteles and glazed ham, and desserts like black cake became cultural symbols tied directly to this time of year. These origins shaped how Christmas is experienced today, where families both honor old traditions and create new ones that make each celebration feel personal and meaningful. Because of these layered influences, Christmas became a national celebration rather than a holiday limited to one group. These origins explain why the season in Trinidad and Tobago feels rich, full, and deeply connected to the identity of the islands. As the season approaches, Trinidad and Tobago begins to shift into a landscape defined by preparation, anticipation, and community energy, and this change becomes visible long before Christmas Day arrives as people engage in activities that have become as important as the celebration itself. Households begin the deep cleaning process known widely across the islands, where every part of the home is refreshed and restored so that when guests visit or family members return, the home feels comfortable, welcoming, and renewed. Curtains, tablecloths, decorations, and furniture coverings are replaced or updated. And this ritual is shared across generations as families teach younger members how the preparations are traditionally done. Local shops and hardware stores become extremely busy during this period because painting, repairs, and decorative upgrades all become part of the Christmas routine. Streets begin to transform as lights are hung, trees appear in public spaces, and storefronts adopt festive designs that help shape the national mood. Many families take pride in their decorations, creating vivid displays inside and outside their homes that reflect creativity, tradition, and personal taste. Community centers, schools, and churches begin hosting Christmas events, ranging from concerts to small fairs, adding more layers to the season. Even before major activities begin, the emotional atmosphere shifts as children grow excited, adults begin planning meals, and families prepare for visiting relatives who may return from overseas. This early season sets the stage for everything that follows, making the build-up feel as important as Christmas Day itself. These preparations highlight how Trinidad and Tobago treats Christmas as a full-season experience, not just a one-day event. One of the most defining aspects of Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago is parang, a musical tradition that has grown into a cultural symbol of the season, and its presence signals that the festivities have officially begun. Parang groups, often dressed in traditional clothing, perform with instruments like cuatro, maracas, and box bass, and they bring an energetic yet warm atmosphere to every space they visit. These groups travel to homes, community events, and organized parang festivals, creating a soundscape that marks December as a special time. Soca parang, a more modern evolution of the traditional style, brings humor, upbeat rhythms, and contemporary lyrics that many people enjoy, especially during social events and gatherings. Parang competitions also occur in various locations across Trinidad and Tobago, drawing large audiences who celebrate both the cultural roots and the entertainment value of the music. Markets, malls, and public squares often host parang performances to attract crowds and enhance the festive spirit. For many families, parang is not just entertainment but a signal that Christmas is approaching, because its sound is deeply tied to memory, tradition, and seasonal identity. Children often learn parang songs in school concerts, which helps preserve the tradition for future generations. Beyond the sound, parang gatherings create opportunities for people to socialize, eat, dance, and reconnect with neighbors. This tradition plays a major role in giving the season its distinctive feel, making music a central pillar of Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago. Food becomes one of the most anticipated parts of the season in Trinidad and Tobago, and the range of traditional dishes reflects a combination of heritage, creativity, and connection that makes Christmas meals feel like cultural celebrations on their own. The preparation of pasteles is one of the biggest seasonal activities, often involving entire families who gather around kitchens to grind meat, mix seasonings, prepare fillings, wrap the mixture in banana leaves, and assemble large batches to share with relatives or store for Christmas Day. Glazed ham, decorated with cloves and pineapple slices, fills homes with a rich aroma that signals the arrival of Christmas in a way that many people look forward to all year. Black cake, made with dried fruits soaked in rum for months, becomes a dessert that reflects patience and tradition, handed down through generations. Drinks like punch de creme, sorrel, and ginger beer are prepared with care, each recipe carrying personal variations that make every batch slightly different but equally meaningful. Many families create large spreads including callaloo, macaroni pie, baked chicken, rice dishes, and fresh salads, turning Christmas lunch into a major moment where everyone gathers around a table filled with food that took days to prepare. These meals become a point of bonding, storytelling, and laughter, with leftovers often lasting several days. The act of cooking becomes a shared experience, connecting generations as older relatives teach younger ones how to prepare traditional dishes. Sharing food with neighbors is common, strengthening community ties. This culinary tradition gives Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago a taste-based identity that is instantly recognizable and deeply loved. Decorations and home atmospheres during Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago carry a large cultural importance because the visual transformation reflects the emotional meaning of the season, turning ordinary spaces into places that feel festive, warm, and welcoming. Families choose decorations that fit their personal style, whether it be classic Christmas lights, Caribbean-themed ornaments, modern color-coordinated setups, or traditional displays that have been used for many years. Many households include nativity scenes, Christmas villages, and adorned trees that provide a central visual focus for gatherings and gift exchanges. Outdoor decorations vary from simple lights to elaborate displays that attract attention from passers-by, with some neighborhoods becoming known for their impressive Christmas presentations. Malls and public buildings also contribute to the festive look by installing large trees, themed installations, and illuminated areas where people take photos or meet up with friends. The visual changes create an atmosphere that signals to children especially that the season has arrived, adding to the excitement that builds throughout December. People take pride in creating spaces that feel both traditional and uniquely theirs, blending Christmas aesthetics with local creativity. These decorations complement the music, food, and gatherings, forming part of a sensory experience that defines the season. Even simple households find ways to add touches of brightness, showing how widespread the tradition is. The importance of decoration lies in how it shapes mood and memory, turning the home into a symbol of celebration that brings families closer. Shopping culture during the Christmas season in Trinidad and Tobago becomes an experience that merges tradition, practicality, and excitement, as people move through malls, markets, and roadside vendors in search of gifts, food supplies, decorations, and clothing for the upcoming festivities. Port of Spain, San Fernando, Chaguanas, Scarborough, and other commercial areas become crowded with shoppers who take advantage of seasonal sales and extended hours offered by various businesses. Street vendors set up stalls offering toys, local crafts, fruitcakes, Christmas lights, and cultural items that cannot be found easily during other times of the year. Many families dedicate specific days to shopping trips, often turning them into outings that include food stops and casual liming. Supermarkets become filled with people purchasing ingredients for large Christmas meals, and butcher shops see a spike in demand for hams, poultry, and other meats. Children enjoy browsing toy sections, and parents often plan gift buying carefully to surprise them on Christmas morning. The rush becomes part of the seasonal vibe, with people navigating crowded areas, comparing prices, and sometimes meeting friends unexpectedly in the bustle. Even at night, commercial districts remain active, giving the season a continuous energy. The shopping experience is also influenced by cultural preferences, as families look for items that match long-standing traditions. All these movements and interactions show that shopping is not only functional, but also part of the overall excitement, weaving into the social rhythm of Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago. As Christmas Day approaches, families in Trinidad and Tobago begin organizing gatherings that form the core of the celebration, and these gatherings highlight the importance of connection, tradition, and togetherness that define the season. Many families start Christmas morning with church services, which are filled with music, scripture readings, and a sense of reflection that grounds the day spiritually. After returning home, households shift into a lively atmosphere as food warms, drinks are poured, gifts are opened, and relatives begin arriving from different locations. Children eagerly look forward to opening presents, and their excitement adds a joyful energy to the day. Extended families often visit multiple homes, creating a flow of movement that continues throughout Christmas Day as people travel between relatives' houses. Laughter, music, and the aroma of food fill the air as conversations stretch into the afternoon. Some families schedule Christmas lunches while others prefer evening gatherings, but both carry the same communal spirit. Parents and grandparents take pride in watching younger generations experience traditions they themselves grew up with. Visiting friends, neighbors, and relatives becomes a major part of the day, creating networks of celebration across communities. These gatherings ensure that Christmas becomes a moment of unity across generations, reinforcing family bonds and cultural continuity. Kids experience Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago with a unique blend of excitement, anticipation, and cultural involvement, making the season especially memorable for them. Many children begin counting down the days long before December arrives, participating in school activities like Christmas concerts, caroling, small gift exchanges, and festive classroom events that help them feel immersed in the season. They enjoy watching decorations go up around the house, and often help place ornaments or arrange small displays. Toy drives organized by churches, community centers, and charitable groups help ensure that children from all backgrounds experience joy during the season, giving the celebration a deeper layer of generosity and compassion. On Christmas Eve, children may stay up late helping wrap presents or preparing small treats, fueling their excitement for the next morning. Waking up on Christmas Day becomes one of the most anticipated moments of the year, as they rush to see gifts, play with new toys, and enjoy the buzz of activity around them.